yours truly everything in this month's anti-haul. Greenwashing, audacity, re-releases, necromancy. Hi friends! Hi, thank you for watching. My name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we're quite critical of it. And it's yet again that time of the month, the time in which I roast brands for fun and profit. I know you guys love anti-hauls and you absolutely adore watching me be mean and bitchy to these poor makeup products. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's start with what actually made me go, what the fuck is this brand thinking? Urban Decay has decided to go back to their edgier, darker roots and picked up necromancy, which is the magic art of raising the dead and using them for your own gain. Now, I'm not going to judge them for, you know, dabbing a bit in the dark arts. We've all been there. However, what I am going to judge them is for basically releasing Naked 3 Mini. The Naked 3, which came out, I don't even want to think how long ago that was because I do not want to feel old, because it is going to trigger a quarter-life crisis in me. But seriously, this mini palette is maybe 10 years too late, 7 years too late, sort of in that ballpark. And it is truly bizarre to me how they would revisit an old release like that instead of just doing something fresh, maybe in the same rose gold neutral themes. Like, I'm not dunking on this for being a neutrals palette because I know a lot of people that love the Urban Decay 3 and repurchase it. It's the hated stepchild in my collection, but I know that objectively there are some people out there that absolutely adore it and repurchase it. So maybe for that kind of consumer, this is a smart release. I just feel that they are beating a dead horse and profiting off from this trademark and from a pre-existing release that people have a positive association with, instead of actually doing something new and innovative and up-to-date, like neutrals, but make them modern, make them 2021 and not 2014. Anyway, I'm sure this will be beloved by many regular consumers, but I'm side-eyeing it. Makeup Revolution is coming out with yet another sub-brand. They are collecting sub-brands like Pokemon. You just gotta catch them all. And on one hand, I understand splitting your business into niches, so there is not a lot of confusion in the branding, not a lot of confusion in the price point. Like, I understand if you want to create makeup obsession, so teens know, oh, I can go to Makeup Revolution Makeup Obsessions for affordable stuff, and then you want to make another sub-brand that is more luxurious, more pro-like for your more adult consumers. But Makeup Revolution has so many sub-brands that I have a hard time keeping up. Anyway, this is Planet Revolution, which is their attempt at being eco-friendly, at being green, at saving the planet. And it's all recyclable packaging, disposable mirrors in the eyeshadow palettes, so they're easy to recycle, compostable packaging, clean ingredients, whatever the fuck that means, etc, etc, etc. Now, I'm not dunking on the fact that they are releasing eco-friendly products. As far as I'm concerned, more of the industry should move in that direction. But I find it bizarre that they create a whole sub-brand dedicated to how eco-friendly they are being and how much they care about the environment, when they should be focusing on the business practices and on the packaging and on the ingredients and on whatever else isn't eco-friendly or recyclable in their regular lines. How are you offsetting what waste you are already producing and how much plastic you're consuming by creating a new brand? Because it's not mathematics, you know, it doesn't cancel each other out. You're just adding more product into the world. In my opinion, if they really cared about the environment, if they weren't greenwashing this for PR, they would adapt their pre-existing products to have compostable, recyclable packaging, removable mirrors, or whatever else. They could just get rid of existing stock, like sell it until it runs out so they don't lose profit, and after a certain point introduce these products with different packaging that are more eco-friendly. But they're not going to do that because it is more convenient to make a sister brand to get the marketing cookie points of being eco-friendly instead of doing the actual work needed to be eco-friendly. Norvina is coming out with lip balms, and I wouldn't necessarily have an issue with this if they weren't looking like something that Makeup Revolution came out 5 years ago and they weren't $18. Like, for that price point, you have to give me a luxury experience to justify dropping that kind of money. You cannot ask me $18 for plastic packaging with a sticker on top of it. And it's really sad that she keeps insisting on these poor releases when it looks like the old original Anastasia Beverly Hills brand is getting a bit back into making okay releases and not being diluted by whatever the hell Norvina is trying to do with her brand. You can keep your $18 lip balm in your purse, Norvina, because I'm having none of it. Makeup Revolution, again, released a collaboration with Bratz, and at this point in the makeup community this is like old news. It was a month ago, but I'm not doing these anti-hauls every week just because Makeup Revolution and Colourpop release things at a speedfire rate, whatever. This is truly the ugliest collection I have ever had the misfortune of seeing. Especially the palettes. The other products are okay, but the palettes, the shape, the whole, I just copy pasted the character in front of the palette and that's it. The triangular trapezoid shape of them, it just screams cheap and ugly. On one hand, I guess it does scream 90s or whenever the Bratz came out, because I was more of a, I was more of a Barbie girl. You can do such a collection in a way that is appealing across all ages and not just to 12-year-olds. So why would you not? I feel that the lip products are the best part of this collection because you've got just that logo and then the component part looks fine, it looks normal. But then those palettes, I am quite disturbed by that trapeze shape and just the whole lack of effort put into them. Makeup Revolution still hasn't learned a lesson that less is more and that you can put some effort into making your collaborations just look decent, and this ain't it. Speaking of Colourpop, God, let's just get this out of the way. I feel like half of my list is Colourpop. Hello Kitty collab. Hello Kitty has started collaborating with a bunch of makeup brands. These quads are cute, but they don't scream Hello Kitty. I think the only one that screams Hello Kitty is maybe the pink one. Otherwise, there's some very bizarre choices like white oranges, white yellows. Again, they're doing the numbers game. They're doing a lot of these just so they can, instead of having a more curated, more careful collaboration. However, I think they did a great job with their Powerpuff Girls palette. I think this is actually really well thought of in terms of the colors, the finishes. There's none of those stupid glitters that they insist on putting on every packaging. The packaging is, the cartoon, but there's no weird shapes, no weird layouts. But if you have colorful palettes from Colourpop already, you probably already have these tones. And if you have colorful palettes in general, you probably already have these tones because it's truly nothing special. So now the question is, do you want to buy a separate palette or do you want to shop your stash? Do you want to save money or do you want to give Colourpop your money? And the only person that can answer that question is you. How much do you truly love the Powerpuff Girls? Are you sure you won't use this just a couple of times and then be done with it? Colourpop also came out with this Cherry Life palette. The audacity to recycle all of your reddish pinkish shades, put them in one palette and call it a day without any depth, any changes in finish, any hue differences, absolutely nothing. It's one big red palette. if you look at them swatched, they're so similar that you will not be able to tell the difference on the eyes. They're also so similar to their other releases that this is literally a recycled, repackaged version of whatever they had left in stock in their warehouse. And this is such wasted potential because cherries come in all sorts of tones. You've got you know, the pinkish greens of unripe cherries. You've got the brilliant ruby reds of ripe cherries. You've got cherries that are like very dark in color. They could have really made this very beautiful and with a better gradient, a better contrast between shades so your looks don't all look the same. But yet again, Colourpop is being fucking lazy. What I think looks nice is this Lush Life palette and their lip products. So this is a very tropical looking palette, a very interesting and beautiful color story. I am attracted to this, I'm not going to lie. And the sad part is that when they do come out with these interesting releases, they get drowned out by all of the other bullshit that they come up with. It's so sad because this truly is a beautiful palette. But again, if you want to buy it, ask yourself, do I wear greens often? And if I do I wear those types of greens? Will I be using just the neutral side of the palette and I like the theming? Because if you like the theme, buy yourself some tropical stickers and stick them on a magnetic palette or one of your favorite palettes, and you can make your own beachy, tropical inspired palette. However, I feel that their Cabana Club palette is lazy, is disjointed. It tries to have some pops of color, but it really doesn't know what it wants to be. I feel that the color story is kind of, you know, hastily put together, which is sad because again, they could have made a very interesting palette and they chose not to because they want to get rid of stock. More in category capitalist hell, Benefit is coming out with a collaboration with Crocs, the shoe company. And I don't necessarily mind Crocs per se. I know a lot of people love them, they're very comfortable. I've got nurse friends who swear by them on long days. But why with a company that is best known for brow products? And why bedazzled pink? Why should you pay more for this collaboration when you could buy any of the, I think, tens of different models that Crocs has on their website? It's absolutely bizarre. It's like they just inputted a bunch of brands in the randomizer and picked at random. Like, this is a collaboration born out of random.org. Who thought of this? I want to have words. I want to take a peek into their brain because this is beyond 4D chess thinking. This is thinking in dimensions that I cannot even fathom. Absolutely strange. I don't know if I should admire how creative and absolutely strange of an idea this is, or if I should just sneer at it because it's a cash grab. Speaking of cash grabs, Hourglass is taking the piss. They think we're stupid. That, or they think that the average consumer who doesn't know eyeshadow prices is stupid. So I don't know if I should be more mad that they think the beauty community will put up with this shit, or that they are being predatory towards people that don't know how much eyeshadow singles should actually cost. So they came out with this system of single shadows, absolutely revolutionary. I've never seen anything like this before. Magnetic shadows have never been done by any brand, indie or mainstream. I really have to applaud them for their innovation in the makeup community. The palette and the eyeshadows themselves look like something Almay would come up in the 90s. Special shape, but absolutely outdated. The color selection I have no comment on. It's a color selection, I don't give a shit. How dare they though ask $160+ for a palette with 5 magnetic shadows? For $160, that eyeshadow palette better be eating coochie. What are they asking this price for? Because I sure as hell know it's not the formula, because no colored dust and binder combination is worth $160+ for 5 shades. I want to know who is this for, what they were thinking, and why are they trying to rip their consumers off exactly. It's just so scummy, so scummy, when you could get singles even from mainstream Sephora brands that are much cheaper than $160 per 5 shades. This is beyond luxury pricing. This is price gouging. This is you profiting from people that don't know any better, and they will pay $160 because it's Hourglass and it looks luxurious. How dare you try to basically reach elbow deep into the wallets of your consumers like this? Absolutely fucking unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievable, Physicians Formula, it's not a brand that we get in Romania, or at least we do get it, but through third-party resellers, and I've not bothered. They are talked about a lot by American influencers, so I'm up to date with what stuff they come out. They're coming out with a line of new bronzers that are cookie inspired, and the packaging is, again, baby's first packaging design, baby's first photo editing, and you know, graphic editing in Photoshop. You know, they could do better in 2021, but whatever. Some people find it cute. It's a matter of taste. I'm not shitting on anyone's taste. I'm just bitchy. Anyway, what is absolutely bizarre to me is that it's 2021 and Physician Formula refuses to make bronzers for anyone darker than a medium. I do not believe for 1 minute that it is anything but lack of will, and that they simply do not want to, because they're a big drugstore brand. They make a ton of money. They have no reason to say we can't afford the ingredients, we can't afford the formula, we can't afford the testing, we can't afford a consultant or whatever. They have absolutely no reason not to. They do not want to. They don't want the business of people of color or white people darker than a medium. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's not a good look, not in this day and age. Speaking of bronzers, there was a huge scandal again with Miss Jaclyn Hill, who can't keep her nose out of shit to save her life. And at this point, I'm pretty sure she's doing it intentional, and she is using her getting cancelled over and over and drama as a marketing ploy. I have a video about that if you're interested. It's about how cancel culture nowadays is the best marketing for these kinds of people. So I will be linking that down below. She came out with her summer collection, including 5 bronzers, swatches over here. You come out with 5 bronzers that are more or less variations of the same shade but different hues, and you put them on a black model. You saw that they looked like grandma's ashes, and you did not for 1 second stop to think, you know, we should go back to the drawing table for this. No, you just went ahead with it. The picture of the swatches makes me think that this is intentional to create scandal, to create buzz around her brand, and I find it absolutely despicable because she's using black outrage as a prop to promote her brand, and she's using black people that care about beauty and care about these things as peons in her marketing chess game, and I dislike that very much. People say, oh, but she's an indie brand, she doesn't have the resources. She has so many investors. If she has resources to come out with 5 shades and lip product and highlighters and 3 different collections in the last half year, she has the time and money and energy to find her someone that can come up with a darker bronzer formula. Again, it's not like a lack of time, it's not lack of money, it's lack of will. She is doing this on purpose, and I'm tired of seeing her pull this same shit over and over again. Benefit is coming out with a bronzer palette, which is all different shades of Hoola. A very useless release, because who is this for? Because even if you fake tan, how are you going to vary between shades so much unless you're like literally trying to blackfish? Because I know very few people that actually tan naturally very dark during the summer, and those kinds of people can't use Hoola Light, but they can use the rest of the shade. So again, you're paying for a product that you are not going to use either way, either because it's going to be too light and too dark. Just they should have just come out with bronzer duos instead if they want to beat a dead horse again to death. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I am done for today. Please let me know down in the comments if you recently purchased anything this month or what you have been anti-hauling this month. What do you think of the products that I anti-hauled? I would love to hear your opinions as usual. Thank you so much for watching. Please have a wonderful morning, evening, second breakfast, third lunch, or whatever it is you're from. Bye!